good evening, good morning, good day, wherever you are. How are you doing? And I hope that you've had a good day. My definition of a good day is that you've had a day that you're able to take stock and reflect on how it has gone, good or bad. The idea is about being able to unpick where there have been gaps and try and understand how you can improve those gaps. So we come to today, and the idea for today is about the things that we've always wanted and wished for. Looking back to a time where we wished we were at this very position that we're in in our career, our personal life, that being as parents, as partners, as a family, wherever that is looking back and taking stock and reflecting and actually seeing, is this what we thought it would actually look like? Bearing in mind, we spent sometimes years, decades wishing and praying, crying and hoping, studying and really, really working hard to make sure that we can achieve this very position that we find ourselves, because either we have seen somebody else that's been able to attain that very position, and you look at it from a distance and go, that's the life I want for myself. That's the life I want for my kids. That's the difference I want to make for the community and the environment around me. And when I do that, I believe that I'm going to be content. I'm going to be satisfied. I'm going to feel fulfilled. Fast forward to today. Are you feeling satisfied? Are you feeling fulfilled? Are you feeling content because of the decisions that you've made? And if not, why not? Is it possible that when we were sitting where we were, when we were making these wishes, we had our rose tinted glasses on? We felt that everything those people were doing were made to look so easy. They were made to look very effortless. Is it possible that we never actually considered the effort and what it takes to achieve that level of status? Because what we saw was the outcome that that person has been able to achieve as a result of a period of hard work, just like the swan, looking absolutely stunning when you watch them coast through the river. But what you're not seeing underneath is the effort that's been put through that, making all of this glorious exterior look the way it actually is. Now, this is not one for criticism, and this is not one to make anyone feel bad, but instead it is, again, taking stock. We're able to make a change by being able to take stock and reflect on where we're at. Sometimes we do it immediately, and other times we just take a little bit of time to get there. Either way, that's okay. The position you prayed for in your career path, that being in finance, that being as a teacher, that being as a medical doctor, you've achieved that. And every single day you go to work cursing yourself. Why have I put myself in this position? I just wish I could work in a shop. I just wish I could do this, or I just wish I could do that. Something that is unrelated to what you're doing right now, because you believe that if you did that, things would be easier. I would ask, can you remember when you thought exactly the same thing about where you're at now? Because you were possibly working in the shops, you were possibly working in with people, and you're not a people person in a small organization, and you felt undervalued, and you felt I needed to improve my situation so that people could see me differently. People can appreciate me a little bit more. But the level of appreciation you were hoping for was definitely not this, because with this step in career expectation comes a different level of pressure and criticism and recognition. Pressure in the sense that people expect more from you. Pressure in the sense that other people compare themselves to you and feel that they're better than what you are. Pressure in the sense that people feel that you don't deserve the position that you've got, because possibly they've been there longer, or possibly they've got a more higher qualification than you, or possibly because they did a task that you haven't done. Let's flip it the other way. How about if you're chosen a career path which is one for helping and supporting people? When you were sitting there, you always hoped and wished that you could make a difference. And now you're in a position of making a difference. And it isn't as straightforward as you thought it would be. You went through this wishing that when you got there, people would see you. People would appreciate you because you're there to make a change for them. And now you're there, you realize that the resources and services are not there to be able to make these changes. And now you're frustrated. You're frustrated, but rather than be frustrated at the system, your frustration then comes out at the people that you're there to make a difference for. And you say things like, they're ungrateful, they lack appreciation, they're lazy, If only they just worked a little bit harder, their life would be different. The things you once thought were the reason people couldn't make changes, such as lack of resources, lack of opportunities, deprivation caused as a result of a systemic failure, those things, your frustration is now making you overlook those things. The change you once wished for now becomes one that you think people don't deserve. How many times have you seen that in and around us? Sometimes, is it possible that we wish for things that we really, really don't want? We really don't want it, but we feel that it would draw a spotlight to ourselves. If you're not a people person, but you're working with people in an environment where you have to have more interaction with people and you're feeling frustrated, do you think that's the right environment for you? But how about if I flip that and actually say, is there something to learn from that? That rather than make it about us, that sense of giving is one that is a learning because it helps us to grow. Helps us to grow as an individual and it helps us to grow as people. Patience, the building of that is one that we can all benefit from because that's what it helps us to do. It helps us to go through the challenges that people would do or put us through because those can be quite testing sometimes. If you work in a medical or health caring industry, you know that it can be testing. It can be testing, but is it testing because that's something that we need to grow within ourselves? Remember, we wished for this. You're working in finance, and all the people you ever come across are the people that are arrogant, self centered, and people that you on a normal day would think, how in the heavens did I think it was all right to be in an industry like this? But the similarities in both worlds is our ability to navigate the complexities that comes with humanity. That regardless of where we sit on this ladder, we are at its core people that are flawed and need attention to be able to realize and, and reset ourselves. I suppose because we spend so much time focusing on what's not been so great about our day, about our existence, about the people around us. Because we spend so much time comparing and competing that no matter what we actually wished for, the outcome for us, if the focus is not set right, always happens to be one of dissatisfaction, unhappiness, and frustration. Is it possible that we need to reshape our focus? Because imagine this, if this camera that I'm using is set at a focus that's wrong and you can't see me, everything that I am saying wouldn't matter because the focus is wrong. Maybe that's what we need to try and address. And when we're taking stock of this, we need to realign our focus with what it is that we're actually trying to do. We check in why we decided to do what we want to do. Because sometimes our rationale for it at the beginning served as the greatest driving force and helped us to stay in tune with the outcome that we're hoping to achieve when we eventually arrive at that outcome, because we're so clouded by what's happening around us. Is it possible that we lose sight of where it all started? And today, as we take stock, I want us to kind of ask ourselves that, how close to our why are we? And if we are not that close anymore, why not? Because when we do that, is it possible that we can begin to feel that sense of accomplishment, satisfaction again? That empathy that we felt at the beginning, we can rekindle that. The way we look at people around us will change. We see them more as people, people that have been let down, and where we are in a position where we can make a difference. We see that one change at a time, and we take it from there rather than trying to focus solely on changing everything at once. We play our role and we hope that everybody else plays theirs. And I hope that as we do that, that wish that we once had continues to mean what it once meant. Until next time, make sure you look after yourself and you stay safe. It has been Kings. Peace. Bye for now.